He's an entitled, self-righteous, and resentful, bitter man!
Welcome to Bushfest 2021, and it would be so much better if that Stubbo wasn't here.
It's the ones who do the tricks of the mind that are worse. They look into my eyes, look into my eyes. That's because they don't want you to see their hand hovering over your drink. There's a name for them, you know. Rehypnotists.
I had a bit of a lockdown romance. Well, I wouldn't say romance, it was more of a quick fling, you know. It was a smear test. Now, ladies, let me tell you, if you thought they were bad before, I would not recommend going to my nurse, who's still trying to practice social distancing. I'm serious. She stood there and she was like, I shouldn't be here today. My partner's vulnerable. But Tracy had to go on the sick, and I'm the only one qualified to do smears, so here I am. And can I just say, anger and resentment isn't the kind of attitude you want to hear when you're about to be penetrated at long range. And then she stood there 2 metres away from me, face like thunder, and don't get me wrong, I'm used to taking my knickers off and people looking at it like it's a biohazard. But she made me feel like I should have put a mask on me fanny. In the end, she practically used a broom handle. It was like, you know when you're playing pool and you have to do a long shot and you get that second stick? That's literally what it was like. In the end, I had to thumb it in myself. It was like losing my virginity all over again.
Bring your own palate and you get a pint of beer. What other comedy? They don't do that at the Apollo. You know, it's absolutely fantastic. You remember sort of in the Apollo bringing a pallet on and smashing it up to throw on the fire, you know?
I should have gone to fucking Specsavers. Lewis Taylor! Lewis Taylor, everybody! Not funny, but quick.
How's everyone doing? You alright? You good, fella?
Me? Sorry,
Yeah?
yes.
Yeah, the one that I'm looking directly at. Yeah, you good? What's your name, mate?
Joseph.
Very happy, confident Joseph. That's because you're under the fucking shade. What do you do, Joseph?
Well, I'm a comic.
You're gonna become a comic?
No, I was on just before you.
That's why you turn up at the allotted fucking time. You don't fucking stop to buy an umbrella. You don't fucking stop to buy what the fuck this shit is in Audi. It's too fucking hard. It's too fucking hard. Is there anyone in who isn't a comic?
Hello, welcome back to the Bush. Bush, 2021. Freedom Day is tomorrow. It's great to be back at the Bush, the home of fucking comedy in the West Midlands. It's kind of the home of comedy at the moment because everyone else is too scared to open, but Dave doesn't give a fuck, and we thank him for it. Yeah, it's lovely to be back here. It is currently sweltering. I am sweating like Andrew Lawrence in the middle of St. Paul's Carnival. But apart from that, we are all good. Just did my set. Glad to be back. Glad to be back doing comedy. Long live the Bush and long may it continue.
I have a boyfriend. He's real and I caught him myself. And the way I did it was I wooed him. And I wooed him in an old-fashioned style. I stood outside of his window, dressed in a long white dress with a lute, singing him sweet songs like If you fall in love with me, every day will be March 14th. For those of you who don't know, March 14th is Steak and Blowjob Day. Put it in your diary, Chris, thank me later. By the way, it is your partner who's supposed to administer the steak and the blowjob, it's not community service. You don't get a coupon redeemable at your local harvester. Yes, I think I'll have the sirloin steak with peppercorn sauce and the awkward gaggy deep throat with a side of mascara tears. Thank you.
I'm a relatively new act, so I've been coming to the Bush since last year, just before COVID started, and then the world went to shit. Dave was like one of the first places to open up, and I started coming back and pretty much made the Holly Bush like my home. It's absolute chaos, like never runs on time, but it's a supportive place where as a new act that you can just get a receptive audience wherever you go. One time Dave told me to get here for 6 because they were starting specially then. Got there at 8:30 and still hadn't ran, and finally got to leave the place at about 1 AM.
I'll be entertaining even when it's raining, then I'll jizz on your tits. Ooh, mister, I meant to do your sister. At least I came on your tits. Yes, I'm very kind. I took you from behind. At least we know it fits. True story. Okay, so
Dave said that he's going to be taking a picture on the roof. Here we go. Yeah. So if everybody could look too hot, because what he's going to do is he's going to take a photo, and hopefully he won't fall to his death at this gig. And he's gonna advise that people bring in an umbrella tomorrow. So if you, here we go. Yeah. There we go. Be careful, mate.
If he falls off. Someone needs to put the ladder. Come on.
I ain't touching it. There we go. Does everybody look at the camera now and look suitably, I don't know, dehydrated or whatever you want to do? You ready, mate? Take a couple. You're risking your life for it.
Have a wave then.
If you don't know who that is, that's the actual gaffer of the Holly Bush. It's David Fry. It's thanks to him that we've actually got this festival. Give it up for Dave, everybody. He's been supporting live comedy for about 50 years now. 50 years, he's only 21, but he's...
It's the atmosphere. The wonderful, surprising, happy atmosphere.
In the early 1970s, there was a location scout for the movie The Wicker Man. And he visited the village to see if it was a suitable location for his movie. So he set up a meeting with all the village elders in the village hall. And they ate him. It's not entirely true, though. They fucked him first.
But no, I think we're all friends. Are we all friends now? Yeah. I'm going to take my tooth out then. No, it's great because no one will spike your drink because no one wants to shag someone with no teeth.
I'm not very bright. I'm very sorry. I tell you already, I come from a village in the mountains, mountains of Cyprus, 2 dozen mountains. Who've been Cyprus on holidays? You've been Cyprus on holidays? You have a good time, yes? Did I ask this already? Yeah. I'm very sorry, I'm not very smart like you people. You're not very smart, your dress is up, I see your flower. Lift it down. No, lower down. Fuck the tits, I can see them, it's fine. I see your bloody flower. On the cross of your legs, he's winking at me.
So there's this bloke in Stoke-on-Trent. Pigeon Man, they call him. And he sits on this bench in the middle of town, gets out his bag of seed, and he feeds the birds, and they come and land on him. It's quite a spectacle. But that's not why they call him Pigeon Man. He got the name Pigeon Man when he was caught taking a shit on somebody's car. only found out about that bit the day after I lent him my car.
Are we all in for a fantastic 10 minutes of the best pigeon-based humour that you've ever heard?
I've got middle right cerebral palsy, so that means I'm poor. My mate Steve-O is a triple amputee. He gets a BMW wheelchair. The lucky git. I would give my right arm for
Of course, I think the main reason that Sean was happy to give me a spot here at Bushfest was I think he was just very happy with the job I'd done of thinning out the acts. The bill was looking a little bit full. So he said, can you do something about it, because I'd like to talk for longer. In fact, I'm planning on starting 3 minutes early. So I said, I'll see what I can do. So I made sure to ping Damon Conlon's NHS app. Keep him at home. I don't know about you, but it's been 18 months since I last saw any comedy magic, and that's good enough. Not in any rush. I'm sure he's sitting at home playing with his rope. And that Eric Rushton, I thought he was getting a bit big for his boots. So I've given him a nice hearty dose of COVID. So we'll see if he pulls through. Might not. Who knows? Find out. Actually, there's a camera here, isn't there? So I may as well do this here while the camera's there. Eric Rushton was a deeply troubled man. But a very gifted comedian. I'm sure he will be missed by many on the Birmingham comedy scene. And I'm sure there's nothing he would have wanted more than for all of us to come together at this time of great mourning and honour his memory by listening to the Tea with the Devil podcast, which is available on all good podcast apps, and is probably Eric's best work. We're growing up in a world full of drugs at the moment. There's like drugs everywhere, everyone does drugs. I mean, the guy over there with a moustache, he looks like the fifth Beatle, the one that sold him the acid in the first place. So I like to think my moustache represents biker meth. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of drugs in the world. I've got a young daughter, and I'm worried that she's growing up in a world where she could quite easily become a magician. You know, and you're supposed to, thank you, Dave. I like a little bit of support during my set.
Yeah, I'm right. I was walking down Canal Street in Manchester, and there's this geezer looking over a bridge. I'm thinking, whoa, he's looking at something beautiful. It was like a picture, you know, a painting. When you see that artist has captured the beauty of someone admiring something. And guess what? I walked past him. I was thinking, what the fuck's he looking at? It was only a pigeon, right, on a windowsill. It wasn't mine this time, but it was on a windowsill. This pigeon was shagging a dove, and I was thinking, yeah, that is kind of beautiful. I bet that pigeon has found peace. You know what I mean? But what else can I tell you about pigeons? They don't give a fuck. I don't know if you remember West Brom back in the day, them pigeon spikes, they don't give a fuck, do they? Them just stood there in between, like, we see spikes were here. But anyway, I must say, that's all I can do on pigeons, that easy. I'll leave you with that. Ta-ra.